Okay, good afternoon, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend. So, Monday, the 15th of April. So, we're about 2 minutes from the market, about a minute and a half. So, I lost 2 PA accounts last night. I took an evaluation out of hours, well, not long after the market opened, lost the evaluation for some stupid reason, took a risk on one of my PA accounts and it went against me. And to cut a long story short, I lost that one and traded another one and lost that one as well. So I'm so flipping frustrated with myself. I've been trading some evaluations after hours, so I am done with that now. I can't do it anymore. So I've wrote myself a new trading plan this morning, which says my trading hours now are between 2 UK time and 6 UK time. That is it, period. I shut my machine down and I don't go back. The trouble is, if you go back and you start trading an evaluation and something goes wrong, it can get inside your head. So I've got new rules now. Trading hours are between 2 PM and 6 PM. No trades outside those hours. The only slight exception to that is trading an evaluation during a news event. I might start to do that at some point. Now some news events are like 1:30 UK time, but I'm so annoyed. So Indy, how you doing, bud? Hionis, how are you? Speedy, how you doing, bud? H, how you doing? Sam, how you doing, mate? So I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed with myself. I took a stupid risk, and as soon as I did it, I just thought, what are you doing? Things were going so well. So yeah, okay. So I've got 3 PAs. I'm so annoyed with myself. I really am. So new rules now. I finish at 6 o'clock, start at 2, nothing after that period. I walk away. That is it now. I have to start treating this seriously because I'm just giving into weakness, really. It's just so frustrating. It is. It's amazing how weak you can feel sometimes doing this job. So I've been doing a little bit of research about self-discipline and stuff like that, and they reckon start small, pick a few things and follow them to the letter. So I've just printed myself out a trading plan before I started, basically, which just says no new, because I've been picking up evaluations and trading them really carelessly and just throwing money away. So no new evaluations now until I can at least take a payment, or I have no PAs left. Obviously, you know, if something were to go wrong. Maximum 2 contracts on any PA accounts and maximum 2 losing trades in a row. So let me just have a look at this. So anyway, it is frustrating. I'm so angry with myself. So anyway, we started up with this channel. We're definitely moving up. Now, you could do this 2 ways. Is that a break? It's hard to say, really, because I can adjust it till it fits, but that doesn't. So we're clearly working up in this level. I don't know how people have got it. You could do it like that, and it kind of still fits. I don't know. Do you guys, let me ask you guys a question. Do you think we've had a break of this, or are we in it? Or are we still in it? So anyway, we got the NQ. That fits nice. We've had a break of the NQ, so let's see if now we're going to make a new high on the NQ. Let's see what happens. Haven't you got 5 PAs? No, I've got 3. Those 2 are blown. I have just gone through it. I traded an evaluation when the market opened last night, UK time. I lost that and I stupidly took a risk. I knew I shouldn't have done it, and it doesn't matter. When you take a bad trade that you know is a bit of a risk, and it always just seems to go against you. I don't know how it works like that, but unless you take a proper trade, it always seems to go against you. I don't know how the hell it works. So I did just mention I've written a trading plan now. I was a bit you're right, bud. I've just written a new trading plan. Covering them from... Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's not costing me anything, but the trouble is I then get tempted to trade a PA when I see something. But the trouble is, because price is so slow, I get sucked in, and I took a trade and it started to go against me straight away, and then I doubled up. And I think the simple answer is you stick to your trading day and just don't trade after. Simple. I have to set some rules and follow them. I've got to start working on my self-discipline. Otherwise, I'm never really going to get anywhere. I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my days. Otherwise, so I have printed something out that simply says, now I've set myself some rules to follow. If I can't even follow a few set of rules, then I might as well just give up because I'm wasting my time. So I have to set myself some sort of parameters and take this seriously. So we've got a leg down and a leg down. So I'm not taking anything just at the moment because I'm not sure whether this is an overshoot or whether that's a break. Sometimes, yeah, absolutely. You get sucked in. But does anybody feel like sometimes they've got really terrible self-discipline? It really annoys me that I'm like it sometimes. I'm my own worst enemy, so I've set myself some rules. If I can't follow them, I may as well just give up because, if I can't do something now, I've not set myself ridiculous rules, unachievable rules. Only with food for me, yeah. I've been there a few times, but I always, I'm about 15 stone now, but I know the feeling, but I always have my limit there and I can always get rid of it. I'm quite lucky there. But I've just set myself a few simple rules and trading between 2 and 6 UK time, nothing outside of it. The simple answer is when I finish my stream, I'll walk away. If I can do that, that will help me massively. 2 losses, although losses don't seem to be affecting me now as long as I take what I deem to be a proper trade. I don't seem to be affected by losses that I used to. So let's have a look. So we've got a leg and a leg. Yeah, that side of me is getting better when I have a loss. I don't seem to go that bad. Last night I just took a stupid risk. You almost get like a moment of madness. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I've just put all trading must end the day after 2 consecutive losses. Or if I have any evaluations, then I can swap over to evaluations, but never after the cut-off time at 6 p.m. I've set myself about 4 rules, and if I can't even follow the rules, I might as well just not bother because I'm kidding myself. So let's just have a little look here. Okay, there's a... I think we've had a new high there, I think. I think that's a break and a new high, so let's just keep an eye on this. Just wondering whether we're topping off here or not. We may well do. It's hard to say, really. But yeah, I think up until now, really, I've just kind of winged it. I've never really set anything in stone. I've jotted a few things down, but I've never really set anything in stone. Just have a look at this. We've already had a break, haven't we? We've made multiple attempts to hit the top. So from now on, I just shut my computer down. I've even told my wife now. I don't go back on the computer. She did say she can set a password if I want, but I'll be okay, I think. God, I'm so angry at myself last night. So, what am I looking at here? Have we had a break of that? It's hard to say. I think initially I had it like that. So you would think we have. It almost looks like we're topping off. See, I've gone from here, touch, touch, touch. It's fitting nice there. It's fitting nice there. Break, new high. We made 1, 2, 3 more attempts, and we've had another break. So, are we going to try and push up again, or is this in the channel? It's so hard to say. Could be ranging. Yeah, we could be, mate. Yeah. How you doing, Sean? Is anybody really good with self-discipline, or does everyone struggle a little bit? Okay, that seems to be pushing up. Excellent, excellent. It's hard to say, really, whether that's like that or not. I'm not sure I feel about that. It kind of fits there and there, so in which case this is a break. Maybe it is. In fact, does this actually fit? Well, it actually does, doesn't it? Just once you do certain stuff too many times and it gets to the point where you just stop doing it. Yeah, I do believe that. But it's very, very hard, isn't it? Sometimes that self-control. I'm definitely getting better of it. I'm better with it. When I lose trades that I generally think are a trade now, it doesn't affect me like it used to be. So that's one good side of it. But I still have these moments of madness. I kind of, after the weekend, where the market opens on Sunday night, UK time, you kind of, sometimes I just get bored and want to just, have a look, and I get into the chart. I think I'll have a go at evaluation. I'll maybe try a different chart or something, and it just never works. I notice Alpine sometimes doesn't he? He trades the open. And I'm just, the only success I seem to have is between the hours of 2 and 6 p.m. Anything out of there, things just don't go well. So I think it's constantly fine-tuning until you get some sort of consistency. Yeah, people I know have got somewhere. I have come to the conclusion over the last couple of years that anyone can see where the market is going more often than not, but discipline and risk management, what makes a trade? Yeah, I think you're absolutely bang on there, mate. Afternoon, mate. Anyone here use Top Step? Feed like me. Printing. Candles of you. On Apex, right? Correct. Yeah, I'm on Apex. Hey, Rodin, how you doing? Tony, I've never tried top step. But anybody else have any top step? Any dealings with top step? There could be a possible second entry. The trouble is, we're really struggling to get above there. So do I really want to go long into there? Somebody mentioned you've had top step account. Yeah, Edward has. Yeah, it could be ranging. So do I really want to go long into that? Is it me? Was it yes? Price action. Okay, last Friday. Yeah, I think it was. It was yeah. It was actually a good Friday. I actually left a couple of trades. I did, which I wished I'd have taken, primarily because the bars were quite large. It's never really bothered me before, but I seem to be getting, part of me is getting, because so many times I'll see a trade and I'll just jump in. But what I'm trying to do now is just assess the size of the risk as well and make a little bit more of an assessment. The two trades were both 4 points. And I didn't want to risk that much, so I let them go by, and they actually worked really nice. So it's one of those ones where you get some setups and you don't actually do anything about it because you kind of feel like it sort of seems a bit too good to be true. That makes any sense. There is a failure there. Do I really want to take a failure in an uptrend? It's one of those ones that may work. We've had a push up, but it kind of looks like a bull flag as well. So I'm just not really getting involved in here. I don't really want to go long into that. Somebody mentioned it could be ranging, and it could be. But it's clearly congested there, so I think the sensible thing is just to do nothing at the moment. Trouble is, when you do nothing, it works, but I think you've still got to just stick with your decision, haven't you? See, I'm still not sure about this channel, whether I think we've had a break. Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. Okay, we drop down to here again. My slight concern is if we've tried so many times to get higher, we may get a break. So that kind of entry there may not work. And the way it's triggered and started to come back, that tells me that we may get a break here. Having said that, if we're struggling to get up, we are ranging, then we could come down to this level. So that stop there is probably going to get taken. It's kind of 2 legs back and it's off this key entry point, but that to me looks like it's about to fail. I may be wrong. Sometimes it'll do that and it'll tease you in again, but I'll be surprised if that doesn't get stopped out. I'm not sure, see, whether we've had a break of this channel. Let me have a look at it realistically. Yes, I'm glad I left that. It looks to me like it's starting to range now. So what I'm going to do is put it how I initially had it, as a spike and a channel. So you got to touch, 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 touch. Fit in nice there, fit in nice there. There's a break. Push up to a new high. So I think the safest option is... The trouble is, sometimes I adjust things and expect it to go higher. Now, when it usually does range like this, a lot of the times it will continue higher. So I may look for a long off here. 1, 2, 3. Let's see how we get on here. What I want to do is have something that sits like this and preferably triggers a short bar. That's not good enough, I don't think. I mean, you could put that there in all fairness and say that actually doesn't look that bad, but I'm just going to sit tight on this. I'm not particularly good at these. So I'm just going to leave this first one and see if I can't maybe pick a high or low. You went for that failure there. Yeah, I wasn't so sure about whether this, but I think it's had a... It's hard to say, mate, really, isn't it? I was tempted by it, but I just got this thing now if I'm not sure. See, when I'm in my trading zone, I'm okay. It just seems like after hours, for some reason, I just get stupid. I don't know why. You know, I can sit here. I sat here Friday and never took a trade. I think, didn't I? Yeah, I didn't take a trade. I sat there for 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours. I can do that. My discipline's great. But for some reason, after hours, I just get stupid. I think it's when I'm around trading evaluations. I start trading evaluations really carelessly. And I think it sort of sucks me into trading the PAs like that. So I'm not taking another evaluation until I get a payout. Tiredness will be on the screens, maybe. Sometimes it's difficult to notice. Yeah, I get very wary and need cough. Have two. Yeah, can't really open evals anymore. Not sure. I can't really open evals anymore. Not sure what's wrong. It says payment failure. Oh, you mentioned this Friday, didn't you, bud? I've never heard of that, mate. Not me. I don't know if anybody else has had that problem. I'd just get onto them. If they think you can't take evaluations with it, I'll soon get that sorted. They want your money. Okay, there is a higher low there, is there? Yeah, there is a higher low on the NQ, which I'm guessing. Let me have a look. I've blown a few evals trying to pass one day, but I don't think... Yeah, I'm going to have to stop. I'll tell you something, if you go for 10 contract, it's amazing how quick you get wiped out. I mean, literally, we're talking about a minute or two. It just wipes you out. Having said that, I don't mind trading them during the news because you've got a 50-50 chance of passing it in one go. I don't mind doing that, trading them during the news, but I don't want to get in just... You know, hitting 10 contracts, just trying to get sort of that type of lucky because it gets messy. You know, I did one trade in the news the other day, and what I did is when the news opened, I thought I'll go long. I didn't open a long. I put a long order above price, and it happened to go in my direction and pass me. Now, if it had gone in the other direction, I'd have been okay. Having said that, in some strange instances, it whips up and whips down, so it could mess you around. They cause, but yeah, they do, mate. That's the problem. The carefree attitude, yeah, that's the problem. But the trouble is, when you get frustrated with them, then it can get into your head, and you start taking a risk with your PAs out of frustration. Clay, how you doing, buddy? You don't have to call me sir, mate. Lord, I've always wanted. You can call me... Yeah, I'm only kidding, mate. How you doing, bud? I got a nice message from Apex today. My payout was approved. Good for you, mate. Already, yeah. It's nice to have that, isn't it? It's nice to have a payment. That sounds pretty cool, that does. I'm all right, mate. How are you? Yeah, I'm all right. I just had a funny moment last night trading. I lost 2 PA accounts. Just stupidity. The one day pass makes it even worse. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It does. I mean, they do that for a reason. They're not doing it to make life easier for you. They're doing it to make money. And the trouble is, when something's cheap, it's common sense. If you bet $1 on, let's say you bet $5, okay, on a football game, all right? And the football game's the same time you're going out with your mates. You'll go out with your mates, you won't even look at the TV or your phone, will you? You're not, it doesn't matter, it's only $10, isn't it, $5? But if you put $200 or $300 on, you're going to be glued to your phone, aren't you? So it makes perfect sense. If they make something that cheap that it doesn't have any sort of risk and concern factor, it's very easy to just think, I'm in the red now, let's just let it ride. And it does get you into bad habits. I think the more times you do that, the more bad habits you're going to get into. It's almost like for an alcoholic making a bottle of whiskey cheap, isn't it? And saying, okay, I'll tell you what, we'll make it, we'll knock 80% off the price. What is an alcoholic going to do? He's going to buy the bottles, isn't he? You know what I mean? So, sorry, I missed a few contracts there. Not one but yeah, it does. I'm doing well. Good on you, mate. Moved to a 4-chart setup, and it's changed my life. A 4-chart setup. Oh, you're gonna have to let us in there, mate. Monitoring ES or different markets. Excuse me a sec. I've just got a parcel being delivered. Excuse me a second. Oh, sorry about that. Right, where were we? Clay, where are you? One contract, 1 to 3 point trade. Average 20 trades a day. 1 to 3 points, average 20 trades a day. Man, I wish I could find 20 trades a week. 20 trades a day. What are you did say the yes, didn't you? Yeah. What time frame are you doing, Clay? I've never been a gambler. That doesn't interest me. No, me neither. Time of the process has made me consider whether I have that in me. Yeah, I think everybody does. Everybody. Well, I've seen quite a few videos where they say when people get into trading, they can go through a stage, because really, when you think about it, what is gambling? It's betting on an outcome, isn't it? Well, what's trading? You're doing exactly the same. I'm betting the market's going to go up, like I'm betting that football team's going to win. It is gambling, but it's gambling with an edge that you sort of have to have some self-control. And I've watched quite a few videos, actually, of people saying they used to feel like they were gambling and they had to... so there is a lot of video that says, stop gambling, start trading. So I think it's something, but I've never been interested in gambling, ever. It's just never interested me. I think I've had 3 bets on something in the last... What was the last thing I had a bet on? I think I had £10 on... it was a boxing match, just because it had some ridiculous odds. I'll tell you what, I've had 2 bets. The first one was, I didn't even do the Grand National this year. Sometimes we'll have, like, me and my wife will have like a £5. We'll bet on a couple of horses, something, but we didn't even bother this year because it doesn't interest me. I bet on that. Remember the Ruiz fight where it was 50-something to 1? I stuck £5 on that, and he won. I just did it because I saw the odds were 50 to 1. I'm thinking, 2 blokes, and you've only got to get a lucky punch in. You know what I mean? This looks like a little bull flag here, but I'm just staying out of this. Yeah, we used to when we were younger, but we just stopped because it just... I didn't even know it was on until a sort of late yesterday. But yeah, I might have about 2 bets a year, if that. It does nothing for me. It never has done. I used to play fruit machines as a kid, as a youngster, but I've never been addicted to anything. I smoked a bit when I was younger, but mainly when I had a beer. I could go out and have half a dozen smokes, with a beer and then never touch them for a month. People used to hate me because I could do it. But I've never been addicted to anything. I've never felt like something is controlling me until I started trading. It just goes to show how powerful it is. But the trouble is with this, you're forced to gamble because that's the nature of trading. You're betting on an outcome. And I think why a lot of people get addicted to gambling, it's that, what is it, melatonin? No, not melatonin. What is it? It's, what's that feeling? You get the buzz, and it's quite addictive. So if you're generally what I would consider a gambler, where you may bet on sports or something like that, you can't control it. There's no difference really. Dopamine, that's it. Where's the difference between the dopamine buzz you get off trading and the dopamine buzz you get off betting on a horse race? So it's even more of a challenge. A dopamine high, yeah, it's even more of a challenge to learn to trade and to also control those urges, because everybody gets them. I like that. Who's the Asian guy I listen to that lives in Dubai now? Makes a lot of money. He said he used to have exactly the same thing. He said he used to finish his trades for the day, and then he'd just come back later. He'd get that urge to come back, and he'd say, I was just going to watch the markets. Doing 5-minute fair value gaps. Then I was watching something the other day. What's it called? ICT Concepts or something like that were talking about fair value gaps. I was gambling before time. I don't care if I win. I just want the gamble. It's weird. Yeah, it is weird. I think really, everything I've ever... Oh, it is. Is it? Oh, okay. It was I chatting to a couple of weeks ago, Chris Childers from Apex. He works Apex and he trades, because he used to do the Apex's sniper system. And then I said, aren't you doing the sniper system now? And he said, no, he's moved on to IC Concepts or ITC Concepts. How did you get into that, Clay? And how long have you been doing it? If you're finding that many trades a day, I always think it's good to look at other ideas. Especially at the moment with the way this is. I think it's always useful to have other strings to your bow. I'd never completely get rid of what I've learnt from Mac, because I think it's too valuable. Seen a lot of videos saying it. Fair value gaps, yeah. You're always losing trades. I know. I started about 2 months ago. Got away from Mac and Penguin. So where did you start, mate? Who did you... If I wanted to look into this, it's just... it doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing, but if I wanted to look into this, where would you suggest I start? What videos or what YouTube channel? Because I was looking at one after Chris mentioned it. So ITC or ICT? ITC. It's kind of my own thing. I've taken a little from... Okay, right, okay. So I got you. The thing about Mac is that you learn to read price action, structure, context, and you can... Yeah, you can. You're right there. I heard someone say, why would you have to go through it all again? Well, I'm thinking you're not. Learning to read price action, you're learning where the market's going. It'd be pretty straightforward to apply that to other setups. The hardest part is understanding how the markets work. I can't post a link here, but I can ping you a Discord to show. Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. Just you can message me, can't you? Do you know how to message me? I've got YouTube. Is it ICT or ITC? I think it's ICT, isn't it? Concepts. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's it there, isn't it? What's the guy I've seen? Is it him or not? ICT, yeah. I hear quite a lot of people talking about this. I think if you went to 500 tick and kept trading Maxstar, you'll be taking a lot more. Yeah, I agree with you. Casper. I just sent the guy, didn't I? That guy there. Okay. I am subscribed to him. There you go. I did mention I was, what's it? I'll have a look later. That's interesting. He's got a lot of videos there and a lot of subscribers, so he's obviously got some following. Excellent. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll play that for a second. Day trainer managing. And then when I look at my history later, it'll be there. Don't fall down the rabbit hole. You'll never get out. I'm not sure what you mean there, bud. Is that you might have to rephrase that, mate, and explain it a bit. What I will say is I've got a chart up here, which is the 1,000-tick chart of the ES. You're taking one trade in and out. I started to look at this and I found if we'd had a channel, we'd had a break and prices moved back up to retest the highs, a lot of times you get a higher low on the 1,000-tick chart, but you wouldn't on the 2,000-tick chart. So I think having that detail, you know, for instance, this here maybe, I don't know, you know, when you get 4 big bars or something like that, a lot of times on the 1,000-tick chart, you get a higher low, so you get an extra chance. So interesting. Yeah, you've got to sort of follow your own way, but I think it's good to look. It's always good to look at other things, or even add extra skills to your. You know, I've seen that YouTube video from and train regarding chin. Man trading. Chin. Is he the one that sort of outs him or not? Man, is that guy I follow? The guy from Dubai? Is it him? No, it's not him I'm thinking of. It was the guy I tend to follow, I like. I forget now. There's a guy from Dubai that I'll listen to, and he does really well, but what I like about him is he talks about his struggles. Let's see if I can find him. That's the one, yeah. Omar Ashraf, yeah. He talks about his struggles, and I like that. I like to hear experienced traders saying that they had exactly the same problems that we've got, because at least then you feel like you've got some hope. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? Ash, yeah, that's the guy, yeah. Yeah, that's him. I like this guy. I like what he has to say. He talks about what used to happen to him when he started. He hadn't been doing it that long. What he found is he'd do his trades for the day. He is good. Yeah, he does. He owns TradeZella. That's it. Yeah, what was I going to say? He found he had that urge to come back to the charts after, and he'd say, no, I'm just going to look at, I'm just going to watch. And then all of a sudden your mind starts making up setups, and before you're long, you're in a trade and he lost $1,000 or whatever. So now he has a set trading time between so-and-so hours, and when he's finished, he shuts shop and doesn't change his mind. So that's the biggest rule I've implemented today. My trading hours now between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. UK time. No trading after those hours. And if I stop that, if I can manage to do that, hello, what's happening here? If I can manage to do that, leg and a leg, we may get a failed breakout here because we haven't quite got the bottom on the NQ. If I can manage to do that, then I've got half a chance then. I think it's where you make most of your mistakes. 8, 12, 30, that's it, yeah. Wow, this is having a drop in it. I think you've got to identify where most of your mistakes are happening. So yeah, I printed out a trading plan. I've just got. I've read about self-discipline, and they say set yourself a few simple rules, not a ton of them, so they're achievable, and follow them. The 4 held up. So you got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so you're talking about 4.5 hours, haven't you? I've done 4 hours between. So yeah, my rule 1 is trading hours are between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. UK time. Any trade outside those hours are prohibited on all PA accounts. Evaluations can be traded before 2 p.m. If traded, maybe during a news event, but never after 6 p.m. No new valuations until a payment has been withdrawn from a PA account. This is to limit careless losses of personal funds and to install some self-control. Remember now, this is to be treated as a business. Maximum 2 contracts be allowed on all PA accounts. All trading must end for the day after 2 consecutive losses on PA accounts. It is allowed to trade any available evaluations for the remainder of the session, but never after the 6 p.m. cut-off time. These rules must be followed. Start to install some self-discipline. New rules can be added at a later stage. This trading plan is followed to the letter. Consistency can be accomplished. The rules must be read and followed before every trade day. So it's the first time I've really actually printed myself out something to strictly follow. So I would say now, I think we're looking at a range. God, that's the type of trade you want to get in, isn't it, when it's doing that? So I would say if we can get below there, let's put this down to the bottom just for now anyway. So let's see if we can get a pullback after this. So there's probably going to be some support there. So maybe there, maybe there. So I'd like to get a pullback here, or a break of this channel. I've just kind of winged it. I have really, and because a lot of my trading is, I think I'm considering it as a learning process, which means I can change things and dabble, if you know what I mean. So I can have a go. But I think I've been trading long enough now to where I've picked up enough skills to now start to be able to make money. So I need to now take the learning hat off, where I can take a risk and have a go, and put the business hat on and say, okay, now I know enough. Now I need to start thinking about conservation, building an account and protecting my funds. So I think sometimes it's good to sit down and have a think and print a few things out, a few rules that you must follow. When we're learning, we've got this, let's give it a go, let's give it a try, maybe this will work type of an attitude. And I think I've had that for a little bit too long now. Now, I've been trading PATs now for 3 years next month, and that's long enough now to know how things work. Now, you're always going to be learning and you're always going to be making mistakes, but my mistakes should be less. I should comfortably be making more money than I'm losing. The only thing that's going to let me down is not having a set of rules that I adhere to. So the simple answer is I need to set some rules and follow them, and nothing more, nothing less. So let's just have a look what's going on here. We may be able to get something off here. So there's definitely a channel down there. I want to get back here as much as I can, really. Now, is there any support there that's going to bounce? No, there is there, so we may get up to that midline. And if we do, we can get a setup. I expect to come down a bit more. We've come down far enough now for me to think about this is a range. We're not necessarily going to push up, make new highs. We've made multiple attempts to make new highs, and it clearly hasn't worked, hence the drop. So we've had a nice pushback here. So if we can get a nice setup, then it might be worth a go, I'll say. So you've got two options here. You could say we've had a channel and a break. You could still say we've had a channel and a break, so it's a tough one here. You could put it there, or you could put it there. Either way, it's showing a break. Now, we did that the other day, and we had a nice setup, and it flipping tanked. So, let's just see if I can get a good setup first. Whatever happens, it's too far from the EMA for me anyway, even if I wanted to go short. 51.89, yeah. I can see along there, that's what I mentioned. If we can get up to that midline somewhere or get close to it. But that's just too far from there. We could have a leg and another leg, and then we may get a lower high and come down, but I expected some resistance around about there. Whether we're going to get up there or not, I don't know. I think we've gone past it now, I think, haven't we? Yeah, I think if you set yourself some rules and you stick to them for even a week or two or a few weeks, you should get some good satisfaction out of that. And from what I can gather, the little bit of research I've done, self-discipline, you can improve it by setting a few simple rules and following them to the letter. And if you can do that, it's almost like practice. It does work, apparently. So I just need to now tie up those loose ends that are causing me problems. My discipline during my trading session is pretty good. Trade choice and skill is okay. It's enough to make money. I still have moments, and there's so much fine tuning to be done, month after month, year after year. But I think I'm on the right road now. The seesaw's tipped in my favour. I just need to tie up the silliness that are causing me to blow accounts from time to time. If I can do that and follow these rules continuously, then hopefully things should be okay. So we got this channel down. We've clearly had a break of it. Yeah, look, yeah, after 5 years, I'm finally consistent. Good for you, mate. I think 5 years is a good number. I think everything I've ever read by experienced traders, they all say they went through the same thing. Now, obviously, some people are going to pick it up quicker than others. Some people might pick the skill up quicker than others. Some people might be more disciplined. Now, you know the type of guy who gets up at 6 o'clock every morning, goes for a 5-mile run, comes home, has a green smoothie, has a shower, fires up. You know the type of person that some people are just motivated in life. They can just do it. You know, I usually find some people who've had military backgrounds are very much like that, very self-motivated. So those type of people, that having that type of attitude towards life, I think is going to help them in trading. I've always had a little bit of weakness there, but I've had a lot of drive in the fact that if I want something bad enough, I'll pretty much always get it, as long as it's doable. But I think because my little bit of weakness, it's that side of it is probably taking me a little bit longer. I think discipline, not motivation. Yeah. Oh, what's that? So yeah, I think, you know, I think if people think they're going to jump in and military discipline for sure, yeah. I was a lot like that when I was younger. I used to do a lot of running, but I just got lazy as I got older, I think. But I've always been very motivated in my mind, driven for something. If there's something I want, I'm really driven and I won't give up, or I'll die trying. But sometimes the things like the trading out of hours and that, they get the better of me sometimes. Yeah, everything I've ever read, Clay, that says you have to do something so many times to stop doing it. I've read that so many times. You know, you keep doing it, and sooner or later something starts to change. It has with taking losses. Taking losses now over the last month does not affect me the way it used to. You know, I can take 2 losses now and walk away, but for some stupid reason, I can come back at 11 o'clock at night and blow an account. It's odd. So, okay, so it looks to me like this is going to come down. I just... So the thing is, mate, if you have to be honest with yourself, and sometimes, you know, I used to see a lot of people that post their charts every single day but never posted losses. I think sometimes you've got to be honest with yourself, haven't you? If you can't be honest with yourself, you might as well just give up. But, you know, I've never been embarrassed to talk about my weaknesses or things I struggle with. I think it makes you a stronger person being able to open up about them. But if you're pretending all the time, it's just never going to work. I think, you know, sometimes I'm doing a little late. Sorry, you are switching trading strategies. No. No, just rules, just changing rules. I took some stupid trades late last night on an evaluation and ended up blowing 2 PAs just out of pure stupidity. So I've rewrote myself some rules to follow, and from now on my trading consists of 2 p.m. UK time to 6, and that's it. It just doesn't happen after that. So it's about just finding out your weaknesses and trying to put something in place to stop it happening. So this to me looks like it's likely to break these lows. We've had 2 legs up. Unfortunately, we've had nothing. It'd be nice to get a second entry short. Let me just see where this line crosses. There is support there, so after a series of losses, he goes back on a sim. Yeah, no, I was quite surprised that. Whether he was saying for our benefit or not, I don't know. But yeah, I was kind of surprised he said that. And I'm thinking, you know, I've heard people say that Mac takes very, very little losses. So it's a bit weird, isn't it? Okay, it'd be nice to get a second entry short here. But yeah. Yeah, I was quite surprised he said that. So I heard someone say that he very rarely gets losses, so I don't know, you think after 25 years. But yeah, you just never know, do you? Bounce between two GVs. We'll probably consolidate here for a bit, yeah. So, if you can, Clay, in a few words, explain exactly what a fair value gap is. That's a challenge for you. Remember, I think you only get 200 letters or something in the comments, I think. I remember I've sat there for half an hour once typing a bloody message and realised I've gone about 150 over. See if you can let us know what a fair value gap is. I have heard the term quite a bit lately. I wonder if we've had anything like that. Legs. Whether we're at something like this or not, from everything I'm seeing, it's going down, so I'd like a lower high below the EMA. So channel down, 2 pushes up. We seem to be running down there, don't we? So whether it's like a spike in the channel, that. There's definitely some support along there, so I'm hoping we can get a lower high. That can be defined by looking for a large candle on a chart that are not fully overlapping by the wicks of neighbouring candles. Okay, I got you. Interesting. Retest previous level. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to look into that. In fact, there is a lower high on the 1,000 tick chart there. Now that's interesting. Is that going to trigger and come down just quickly? If you look on the 1,000 tick chart, we haven't got a lower high there. We have here. So it'd be interesting to see where this goes, because this has triggered it and pushing up. This looks like it's coming down on the 1,000 tick chart. There is possibly a failure second entry long that's triggered. We haven't got a lower high here, but on the 1,000 tick we have. So whether that'll come down or not, I don't know. Let's connect for 5 minutes after you stream. Definitely, yeah. You got absolutely, mate. I can show you a couple of things. Actually. Yeah, brilliant. This is the 1,000 tick chart. This, we got a channel down and a break. Are we coming down or are we? What are we doing here? How are we gonna do this, bud? On Facebook Messenger or something like that? There is a lower high there. Oh, it's just disappeared.
Order submitted.
Let's see how this finishes. I actually don't mind that.
Order filled.
I'm supposed to get 200 there.
Target
There we
filled.
go. Brilliant. Okay, I like that. The idea of fair value gap. Okay, so finally we got off to a trade. So it is a lower high. I think it's likely we're going to test these lows here. So we got a channel down, 2 legs up. We're clearly working down there. We had a drop, we had a pullback. We're clearly working down there again. So I think that was worth a go. It's looking exactly the same on the NQ. Maybe something like that. So we've had the leg down, we've had 2-legged correction, and we do seem to be sort of daisy chaining down to these levels. There's nothing else I can see that's going to cause us now. We know there's some support there, and you can clearly see we push through it and come back and retest it. So there is a little bit of support down here, just a little bit, but I think when we get through there, we'll come down some more. So, what was that? $200. Yeah, okay. It's all right. It's actually a second entry short as well. Second entry short stroke lower high. So second entry short stroke lower high. 2 points. There is a little bit of support here, but I think if it has another go, it'll get through there. It's not a fantastic signal bar, but I think I'm getting the general idea. We push down, we come back, we drop down again. So we've got a leg and a leg. But as I say, there is a bit of support across there, which is why I didn't want to hold on to the bottoms. You can see it along there, really. So I did wonder where this was going to bottom out. So I'm glad I didn't hold on there. So leg and a leg, we've come down to here, but not there. So this is a break. Possible second entry short there. That's interesting.
Order submitted.
I don't like how that's finished.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, it didn't trigger anyway. How far did that come down? Okay, plenty enough anyway. $3 points anyway, so that was fine. So you can clearly see we're running along that line and there as well. We came down and bounced here, which is why I got out before those lows. So what we're gonna do? Retest. There is some support along here. You can see it. We're bouncing the underside of it. So let's have a look. You're long, are you? Are you? Just wondering whether we're going to what I'm seeing here is it's testing the underside of this. Possible second entry short, I don't know anyway. I've got my trade for now anyway, so I'm quite happy about it. But I don't get that rush I used to get from winning a trade. I'm quite just carry on now. I used to get a buzz. I was looking back on some of my older videos, and whenever I win a trade, I seem to get so much louder. You can kind of hear the relief and excitement in my voice. Well, that's gone now, which I think is a good thing, because sometimes a winning trade can also be a sort of an enemy in disguise, can't it? Sometimes you can get a little bit too confident. So what is going on here now? Target filled. Where'd you get out? Off here, did you, somewhere? So 1, 2. Still expect it to come down for these lows, but there's obviously some support there. Yeah, it wasn't bearish enough for me, but I expect it to come down and break these lows, so just needed a little bit more run up, so we got a leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. Yeah, you can see there's some resistance there at that midline and here as well, which is why I put that line there, but we can get below this here, then I think it's definitely going to be, or even more, down the bottom somewhere. To go here, day. Great stream as always. See you tomorrow. Yeah, you too, bud. Have a great day. Right, we're going to bounce here again, or we're going to finally make this new low. Fair value gap. I'm going to have a look at this later in the evening. I might have a look at this a little bit more. So come down. If we can get below here, I expect that low to be taken out. Okay, we broke below the lows, not quite. We need to get below here. And there we go. So hopefully we should work down now. Let's have a look. Let's see if that gets filled and comes down, or it pushes up some more. It's kind of a triple test, that, isn't it? So is that what you were saying there? 51.90, you're about up here, aren't you? So that would have worked for a couple of points. We've got a channel break, new low. It's sitting in a nice place, 1, 2, 3. So if you expect that gap up here, are you in that trade then, are you, Clay? You take that. It is actually a second entry long. It's a channel with a break and a new low, and it's off the key entry point. So there is a higher low there, but you're in it, are you? Good on you, mate. So if we have a leg, a break and a leg, and a bearish bar up here, you're going to be looking to go short, are you? If we get below there, I think it's likely then we're going to get down here. Let's see what happens. Out for break even. Yeah, it turned there, didn't it? If it gets below there, I think it'll come down some more. It has done, yeah. Are we going to get another leg and a leg? Is there something a bit wider here? It's possible. Okay, so we've made a new low from there eventually. Do you know, sometimes going back a couple of years, we'd have a channel, we'd have a break and make a new low, but so many times it does this, pisses around going sideways for half an hour before it decides to make a show. used to have a break and get down straight away. So there is a little bit of support around here. Maybe there, somewhere around about there, I'd say. So how far are we going to get through now? In fact, I'm going to put that back and consider this a break out of here. So judging by that, I was a bit lucky there, I think. Could have come back and took me out. It did there, but it went 3 points and bounced off this. I was out comfortably before the lows. Next support is 51.65 down here. Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? So I was out for 2 points comfortably. I always like to get out where those bars, the main body finishes, and not that. And well, obviously it went down a few extra ticks, but just made 75 on a cash account. Good on you, mate. Real money, scary. It's strange, really, isn't it? We don't quite see it as well. I'm assuming you're like me, because I don't quite see Apex as real money. Although it is money you can have, but it's not like real money you put into an account, even though you're still paid for an evaluation and a PA account. But yeah, it's strange, isn't it? When you are, we go from sim to prop firm and then to real money. Well, although sim is prop firm, you can obviously earn real money, but yeah, it's strange, isn't it? These slight differences affect us. So perhaps really. See, I used to scare the shit out of me. Evaluations did. I mean, I remember sitting here a couple of years ago, feeling like I've got a vice around my neck, and that was on an evaluation. And then the valuations fade away, and then I went from that being a PA. But PAs don't really scare me so much now. So I think it's just slowly moving to that next level. And I think the icing on the cake then is when you actually go with your own money. That takes you sort of to another level. I think that's fair to say. Measured moves are buying. Where do we go from here? No, further up. Unless you're doing a shorter measured move. Here are you? Where does that take us from? I'm not sure about that. I have a feeling we're not done with the lows yet. Have we got another channel here? That's a bit of an odd looking one. I'm not a massive fan of that, so I'm probably not paying too much attention to that one just yet. There's a bit of bottoming going on there, so do I really want to shorten down to there again? Probably not. So, I don't even know whether that's a channel anymore. I'll probably get rid of it. We're sort of working down anyway, aren't we? We've made a new low. I'm not ready to go long just yet, because there is still this area where we could come down to.
Order submitted.
It's all right. Just making sure
Order
everything's as it
canceled.
should be. Mm. I'm not sure about this channel here. Mm. No setup, unfortunately. Just not a fan of that one. I prefer that to tick a little bit higher. Is it going to work? I don't know. I don't like the way we've come down and only come down to here. There is a lower high on the NQ, so it's probably going to come down. Yeah, so I didn't like the bar really. It wasn't really a setup. It was kind of two legs up here, lower high. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest with you. So let's do this. Let's figure out where this measured leg is going to take us, potentially down here. Yeah, there's a bit of struggle a little bit there. Does that make sense? Yeah, there is a little bit of an area of support there, why it's bouncing. We had the same there at the top of this. It was almost like a little bit of a range there. So we bounced 3 times. We managed to push through and we came back and retested it. So maybe we're doing the same again. But yeah, there was a quick bit of buy-in from there. Are we retesting this again? Are we? a lower high. So that we're coming down. It just looks like 2 attempts, or 1, 2, 3 attempts to push higher. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, the 1,000 tick chart, there is a lower high. There's a 1,000 tick chart. We come off the top, there's a lower high there, and there's a failure there, which is interesting. I expect this to come down now. So I go once, try twice, failure, nice looking failure. So that looks like it's going to work, doesn't it? Oh, well, lovely failure. Second entry long, probably some bulls triggered there and then straight down. That's the 1,000 tick chart, so you get a little bit more detail and then you get extra setups in there. Same again, lower high there, came down, which would have been here. There wasn't a lower high there. So 2 possible setups there, which we didn't get on the 2,000 tick chart. So it just goes to show sometimes if you change the chart, half it, which means twice as many bars, you may get a setup. That one I wouldn't take him, but the failure I definitely would have done. That clearly went for, well, at least 1-to-1 anyway. Take it you're in here as well, Clay, are you? You were on about getting back up to this level, weren't you? What was that like as a trade? 1, 2, 3. Not a bad trade, I don't think. We got a Chandler breaking a new high. That can go up a fraction. It fits nice. We've got nice touches here. So I think that's likely it's going to come to the bottom at least. There you go. So which goes to show you, doesn't it? Okay, on our way down. Yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? Just sometimes you see these trades, and then what happens? The arse falls out of it. Trouble is, you never quite know it's going to happen, do you? That's the problem. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'm yawning here. I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. Make a quick cup of coffee. And I'll be back. Where's my 5-minute timer? Okay, folks, I'm just going to make a quick coffee. I'm yawning a bit here. I like to stretch my legs after I've been on. I've been going for about an hour or so. Yeah, about an hour and a half, is that right? 4 o'clock, yeah. So I'm going to leave this like this. So if you got another channel there, there's a break in a new low by the looks of things. It's not the best looking channel, but I think it's a channel nonetheless, I think. Let's have a look. It kind of works, doesn't it? We made a new low anyway, so we're going to get down here quite possibly. So I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break, stretch my legs, make a coffee, and I'll be back. Okay. Right, what's going on here? Is there something larger? There's a second entry short there. That's interesting. Leg. Is there something larger there? I'm not sure about that. Touch. Maybe. I'm not sure. It looks like maybe it's just something smaller. Let's just cover all angles. I'm really not sure about that. Let's just remove it and have a look. There's definitely something. Let's go from there to there. Okay, so touch, break, 2 pushes down to a new low. Let me have a look. I would say we may have hit something there. We've hit it there. There's a touch there. Now, sometimes it never quite gets down to the bottom, so let me just remove some of these and clean the chart up a bit. So are we likely to come down further? It's possible. So, channel, break, 2 pushes down to a new low. So there is a possibility of a bigger channel there. I'm just not so sure. If I move that up to here, it just closes off everything else, I think. Does the bottoms work? Maybe. It might be. We got a touch close enough and a touch. 2 pushes down. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it ain't. It kind of doesn't look that bad visually either. I think it's important that it looks right visually. So, NQ. So we've had this big push down and then a couple of legs up in the same. So yeah, I think there's a channel there, the same on the NQ. So maybe it is. Maybe it is. There's possible lower high there. I don't like this. I don't like where it is. I don't like this big vacant area. I'd rather have a leg and a leg. So I think a short here may be risky personally. So I'm not sure whether there's a bigger channel down there. Sometimes these channels never look fantastic, but it kind of works. Touch, close enough, touch. Touch. So, or what I could suggest is there's a channel like that with a break, a lower high. There is a lower high there, which may trap some longs. I just don't like that bar. It's a little bit neutral for me. What I don't like about it is this. There's almost depending on how you look at this, it is a lower high, but the bar's very neutral. I mean, it's a tick off a doji. And there's a failed second entry short which is triggered. If that comes down below there, then it'll work, but I'm not sure about this. It's a little bit congested. And that bar, I think I would prefer a bit closer and to finish a little better. Is it going to work? It looks like it is. If it gets below that bar there, then I think it will. But there may just be a little bit of congestion there. You can see a bit of support there. Yeah, a bit of support there, a bit of resistance there. Let's see if that stop holds. It's a failed second entry short. I certainly wouldn't be going along in a downtrend, so I think the safest option is. But there you go. I'd be amazed if that doesn't stop that out. It's just something I don't like about it. There's a bit of support and resistance. It's a bit sideways and it's a bit risky. So if you'd have took that lower high, you may be getting stopped out here. It's gone up that quick. I'll be surprised if it doesn't break above there, because that's a natural weak point. I think it's a weak trade. It's a weak positional trade. It needs to be closer to here really to get traders in there. So that may be a second entry short. So we've got a leg down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. If this fails and comes down bearish, that might be an option. Leg and a leg. Might be a failed break out of this. Let's see. I just didn't like this big vacant area here, really. It needs to be filled with something. Let's see how this finishes. Oh, I like that.
Order filled.
Let's get out here, I think. Oh, is this going to stitch me up? No, don't stitch me up. Leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. No, no, no. Leg and a leg. Oh, this is going to get me. Balls. I'm going to give this one extra tick. I don't want to, but I'm going to. We're in a downtrend. Come on, don't get me. 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 Leg and a leg. Oh no, it looks nice on there. A second entry short there as well in a downtrend. So it actually didn't look that bad. Let's see if it triggers that long and comes down for a lower high. Come on, baby, down you come. Break below there, come on. Clearly downtrending, aren't we? Come on, push down. Please, it's not going to, is it? It's not going to. Come on. Come on, come down. Down. Come on, baby. Bastard. Come on. Break below there. If it breaks below there, I think we'll be okay down to the bottom. Come on, babes. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Down we come. Come on. Come on. Get below that bar and we're golden. Okay, it is a lower high, but it's just not good enough, I don't think. It's got to take that out for sure. You bugger. You bugger. Just give it an extra tick to see if it saves me. Sometimes it'll tick it and come down. See if I get lucky. I was watching some of Mac's older videos. Lots of times he gives it 2 or 3 ticks. Come on, come down now. Come on, get below there and we're laughing. That extra tick may have just saved me, we'll see. We need to get down below there. Come on. Come on. Nah, it's going to stitch me here, innit, I think. Come on, be lucky, be lucky. Expecting a reversal here. Oh no, don't tell me that. We need to get down below that bar. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to get out there. Come on, trigger below that bar.
Target filled.
Good. Go off that now. It may come down, it probably will, but I'm happy to get out for $50 there because I was lucky with that bar. Is that going to get below there? I'm not sure here, so I'm pleased with that. See what I mean about that? Sometimes it'll take you out for a tick and then come down and do exactly what it expected to do. So I got lucky there. That extra tick sometimes saves your neck. Now, I was watching, if you're bored one night, go through Mac's oldest videos and look at some of his. He used 2 to 3 ticks above and below the signal bar. I think that's going to come down. But isn't it frustrating, really? I actually really like that bar, I do. 2 lovely legs up and a nice bearish bar triggering that. For me, I thought that was a lovely trade. So that extra 1 tick has saved me. Now, I could got a little bit more out of it, but that extra tick saved me, so I'm quite happy to just get out of there. And I got out of it for a tick, or a couple of ticks. Yeah, 2 ticks. I'm pleased with that. Where was it there? So I didn't want to be cheeky and try and get away with it there. So plus 2 ticks. You're expecting a reversal. I don't think we're finished with the down stuff yet, in all fairness. Yeah, it is weird how it does that. Takes you out for 1 tick and then ends up coming in the same direction. So that 1 tick was the difference between losing $325 and gaining $50. I still think that'll come down some more. So it just goes to show the extra tick. Look at some of Mac's old videos. He tend to use 2 to 3 ticks below the signal bar, and he talked about it because a lot of the time it'll take you out for a tick and then go in the same direction. So I think it's worth it. And that 1 extra risk of tick there, I've got 3 accounts there. So I'd have been down $1,000 there, and instead I'm up 150 just for that 1 tick. So in situations like this, it does pay just to give you that extra tick. And how I used to mitigate that extra tick is by trying to get in, actually, instead of 1 tick below, actually on the close. So I only ever use limit orders, and in an ideal world, I try and drop it in. The second that drops below there, I'll drop it in on the line. So it saved me a tick, and that's where I usually mitigate that extra tick from, saving it there. Let's see if it does get down. I expect it to break those lows, I think. If it gets below there, my thought process was right. What I liked about it is we got a leg down there, and it's 2 attempts, isn't it? That 1, 2. So maybe that's the triple test bar. Wasn't very good, but we've clearly made 3 attempts to go higher. So what happens then? We come down. At least to the lows here. So 1, 2, 3 triple test. 1. That was only really 2 there. But for me, it looked like a penguin style trade. We got a channel down. We made 1 attempt to go. I absolutely just love the bar. Trapping some longs. That's exactly where I like to take it. But I think in the circumstances, it's just gone a bit sideways, and I've just been a bit unlucky in the fact that it's triggered it by a tick and then come down. But I would have been unlucky if I'd have left my tick there, but that one extra tick has saved my neck. So if you are bored one day, look at Mac's older videos. He often gave it 2 to 3 ticks, and the thought was that often it'll take you out for a tick and then go in the same direction you expected it to go. So that's interesting. Possible failure. I wouldn't want to get in there because I think it'll come down, but we're getting too close to those lows now, just in case it does decide to turn tail. I consider myself there a little bit fortunate by giving it the extra tick, so I ain't going to push my luck. Let's see if we finally get down here now. So, in an ideal world, we want to break below there. You're expecting a reversal. A lot buying going on, yeah. Is it going to be down here, or are we going to get it now? Because there is a... Oh, well, not necessarily. I mean, what I will say is we are really struggling to get down, so maybe sometimes when we're struggling, we shoot in the other direction. But I would like just to see that low broken. I think we're going to push through, aren't we? We've got another little pullback and a bull bar trapped on the NQ. We've actually made a new low on the NQ, I think. Yeah, we have by a few ticks, but there is a bearish bar there, so I think it's likely that is going to push below that bull bar there. And if it does, then I think this is going to... Okay, so we've made a matching low. So it did what it was supposed to, unfortunately. It did me. Okay, brilliant. That's done what I expected it to do. Trouble is, you question yourself, is this right? But a lot of times where I draw these and I don't think they look right, Mac marks them. So I'm just starting to try and trust myself. But it got a touch, and it fits nice along the bottom. So sometimes if it looks a bit scrappy, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not working within this channel. So there's a channel there after the break. I expected a new low. We made 1, 2, eventually a triple test. I actually went for that one. I just really like the bar. Sometimes if you get a solid enough bar, the stop will hold. Fortunately, in this sort of scenario, sometimes where I'm getting the direction right, maybe just not the bar, a lot of the times it will just tick up for a tick and then it'll go in the same direction. And we hear Max say that quite a bit, which is why at certain times I'll give it an extra tick and it worked there. But I could have waited to get down here and just follow what I expected. But sometimes I think it's good to consider yourself a little bit fortunate there and just get out for at least no loss. But I got out for $50 on 3 accounts. So So I was quite pleased with that. It made a new low anyway. So are we now going to reverse? Actually, Clay, what we mentioned earlier about catching up, can we do it tomorrow? I've got to go up to B&Q later and pick up some pieces of wood, which they put aside for the sides of my garden. I'm just doing loads of I've got a couple of tons of topsoil, and they put me a couple of 3 metre lengths of wood aside. How do you want? How is the best way to do this for you? Facebook Messenger or something? If you can do, if you're big. My garden's all over the place at the moment. We've got a couple of cockapoos, and every time you pick up the dog muck, my wife was doing it for years with a trowel and just constantly taking. Let's do it. Facebook. Yeah, brilliant, excellent. My wife was taking lumps of soil out, so there was lumps and bumps all over the garden. So I got 2 bags of topsoil I've been taking out there, but what I've done is I've got some bits of wood. What is it? 22mm by 150mm by 3 meters, just to tuck into the ground so I get nice crisp edges. Got some nice weather over the next few days, so I'm going to get out in the garden and sort it out, ready to put the pool up in a few weeks, I think. It sounds a bit extravagant, pool, but it's just one of those Intex steel frame ones. They are flipping amazing though, especially if you get a really hot day and you just need to cool off. Do you know what? I don't even think we've finished going down yet. Let's have a look at this. That channel on the NQ doesn't actually look that bad. Bearish bar off the top, we came down. Bearish bar off the top, we came down. Same again. Trouble is that there's a leg there, so I expect a possible break here. It's getting a bit sideways now, isn't it? I'm so pleased about that trade. Sometimes an extra tick really saves your neck. Time is it? 2 hours. Good. How do I find me? Do you want to message me, mate? Facebook Messenger. Let me just see if you come up when I do this, because you're on the Facebook group, aren't you? Let me have a look. I don't know. What's the easiest way to do it? Are you on the Facebook group, bud, are you? Max Facebook group, price action one. I can find you on there, really, and just message you. Let me just have a look. Search. Okay. Clay Lee Clark. Clay Lee's come up. That should be it. I think that'd be you. Let's have a look. Clay Lee, is that you, is it? Clay Lee. It's got Caleb Young Min Lee, is that you? Claylee Clark, is that the one or not? Well, there's another one. Claylee, it's got to be you, isn't it? Just Claylee, isn't it? It's the Facebook group. Claylee, you got a check shirt on, blue shirt, some green. Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's a bluey. You got a white t-shirt on as well, isn't it? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll message you quickly, just for a second. Just check we got, and then you can get back to me then. That should ping your phone now. Tell you what, I'll just add your friend. There you go. I sent you a friend request. That makes it easy, doesn't it? Excellent. Brilliant. Great. Yeah, after the stream tomorrow, my wife's coming home from work early today. We got an estate with a roof rack, so I need to go and pick that wood up. So, yeah, brilliant. It'd be good to have a chat, mate, definitely. I am interested in this, for sure. Okay, now, is that bearish or not? That's quite a bit of rejection there, isn't it? Let's have a little look. Maybe. So, you thought there may be a reversal there, and by the looks of things, you're up 500 for the day, 4 trades, 2 bright. Oh, nice, mate. That's what you need. Yeah, I will have a look later, later this evening, at, what was that guy's name? I got it. I saved it on, beyond my history. Let's have a wee look. What's his name? It'll come to me. He's called Casper. Okay, easiest ICT silver bullet strategy. I'll have a look at a couple of his videos later, and then yeah, we'll have a chat tomorrow. I think it's always good to expand your knowledge, isn't it? Now, I won't get rid of Max for sure, but I know Max strategy well, really well. Really, it's learning the strategy is the easiest part. Applying it to the correct context of the market is the tricky bit. Now, I've been doing that now for 3 years, so I think it's like riding a bike, isn't it? I'll continue to do it. But once you can read price action, like somebody mentioned, it's relatively straightforward to add extra setups. I'm pretty sure people don't just learn the one strategy and forget anything else. So I think it's pretty straightforward to apply a different strategy to the market, because ultimately the strategy is relatively the easy part with everything, but it's applying it to the correct context is the real skill. But if you can understand price action, I mean, I've been trading it every single day now for 3 years, so I know enough to keep me on the right side of wins. Obviously, you know, it does take years to sort of master or to get very, very good at it. But I'm confident I'm good enough to be able to make money. I just need to clear up the other silliness that I seem to succumb to. But, you know, when I focus on what I'm doing, I seem to be able to do it relatively successfully. Certainly enough to make money. But yeah, sometimes you still have those moments of a friend of mine, a trader buddy of mine. What did he call it? Moments of madness. Oh, he did send me a message. There's a guy I chat to now and again. See if I can find one of his messages. Some people just have a way with words and can say the right thing. Yeah, there's a guy called Martin Kichak that I chat to from time to time, and whenever I seem to get into a little bit of bother, he seems to be able to say the right things and put me in a really good frame of mind. and he said something to me about a year or so ago, which I printed out. I've got it somewhere, but what it basically says, we still have moments of madness. I think, how did he word it? Something about we still have moments of madness on our way to be moulded into being great traders, something like that. I printed it out somewhere, but I've had a bit of a clean up, so it's around here somewhere. But some people just know the right things to say, and I have a chat with Martin once in a while, and he's really helped me out, put me in a nice frame of mind, and it always seems to come at the right time when I've had a bad day or a bad something or other. But some people just, have a way with words, and he always seems to do it right. So, leg and a leg. Is this a reversal? Are we making two legs down? That, to me, almost looks like a bottoming pattern. We're very close to the lows of the day, but there is some support along here, so I would suggest that is probably going to push higher. The graph I showed you on my... what have I missed there, mate? Where are you on trading journey graph now? Me? Feels like just at the start of it, actually. Your last trade, you entered late. Yeah, I know I did, yeah, definitely. I consider myself... Oh, you know about that one there? See, I see this as a channel down with a break. We made 1, 2, 3 attempts to go higher, came down and made a new low. Now, I actually really like the position in that trade. It's just unfortunate it came up, but I gave it an extra tick, which I do sometimes, and sometimes it helps you. But what I should have done in hindsight is waited for a triple test. Now, that was a triple test, but that bar, for me, wasn't suitable to take a trade. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, mate, which is why I decided to get out for 2 ticks instead of being cheeky and hold to the bottom. I was pretty sure it was going to go down and make a new low. But sometimes if you've been a little bit fortunate, I think it's time to not be greedy and just get out. But yeah, every time I make a mistake like this and do something, it sits in my head. Next time around, wait for the lower high. But sometimes, a lot of the times, that'll work. It's all channel down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher, but ordinarily I would wait for the lower high, but I like the positioning of the bar a lot. It broke higher and then came down and finished on its low. Unfortunately, it came back 1 tick before it came down. So yeah, every time I take a trade, a winning trade, mainly a losing trade, you learn a lot from it. So I kind of turn a loser into a positive lesson, if you like, a free lesson. Sorry, what was trading journal? I think you are near the end now. Yeah, I think I just need to, like I mentioned earlier about taking stupid trades out of hours, if I can follow these rules now, once you get consistent enough for a period of time, I've heard traders say that's when you start to get this big aha moment and this big belief that, okay, I've followed the rules now for the last 2 months and I've kept these accounts and they've grown and I've taken a payment. So I've heard traders describe it as an aha moment, and you kind of think, why the hell have I done that earlier? And it's just because of those emotions. So yeah, I'm not far away. When I trade my normal hours, I'm fine. I don't have any problems. I can take a loss and it doesn't really do a lot to me at the moment. So I think I've got my emotions to the right level, but I still have that stupid bit of silliness where I trade an evaluation, and when I lost it last night, I decided to just moment of madness. Your long guy, yeah, I think after that it's broke the lows there and made a new low after this. And it does kind of look like it's bottom in there, doesn't it? So I think, let me have a look at this. It's definitely arranged anyway, that's for certain. So I think it may even, there is a possibility it could come down and retest these, but I would say it's probably more likely going to do something like that and work up personally. Whether it will or not, God knows, but limit order, it's 5174. So you're about here then, aren't you? Someone like that, yeah? Yeah, I mean, even if this comes down to here, which I think it might do, you should be comfortably safe there. Anyway, obviously it depends on where you're getting out. That should be 74, shouldn't it? Near us. Yeah, close enough. So we've had a channel in, breaking a new high, maybe a bit of sideways, maybe a couple of legs, but if we are going up, it's probably going to do it from somewhere like this. It may do it there, but we've made quite a few efforts, quite a few attempts to push higher there, so it's hard to say really. I mean, that could be tighter. I don't know. That bar to me is very close to these tops, so I'll be surprised if that pushes up. I think if I was going to look at this, I would prefer this to be something in the lines of that. Somewhere like that. Maybe a little bit of sideways. So that bar there is triggered by a tick. I would be surprised if I took that bar there that far from the EMA. I would expect that trade to lose, which tells me this is going to come down to here. And if it does, it's going to be around about, if it stops that green bar out, it's going to be around about there. So let's see if it does. Yeah, if I took that as a higher low, because it's so far from the EMA, I would expect that to lose. That tells me price is going to come down below it. So I would say there may be some sideways there to this area. That's how my brain sees it anyway. Whether it works or not is a different matter, but yeah, go on, push below there. It's bound to get stopped out. That it's a week long really, because it is so far from the EMA. So I would expect that to get taken out stop wise. It may not, but if that happens and it gets a tick below there, it'll be on that line, and we've got 1, 2, 3 touches there, and 1, 2, 3 touches at the top. Sorry. So I would suggest, yeah, it may do something like this and work up somewhere around about this area here. Now, there is always the possibility, if this channel is valid, which I think it might be, it may work sideways and come down and make a new attempt. It's hard to say. Let's see what happens here. See if it fits my line that I've put there. I hope it does. It'll make me look really cool, that one. You got to buy all of that. Oh, I see what you mean. Gotcha. Fair value gap. Okay, so you got a buy order there. So you could do with that coming down a little bit more, really, can you? Whether it will or not. It may do. Fair value gap. Yeah, I'm going to look into that later. I think it's good to have extra skills, isn't it? It's only going to help you rather than hinder you. Right, you're up 500 for the day. It's been a while since I've been up that much in a day. On an individual account, that is. So this looks like it may be working up my channel. Let's have a look. Making that daily now for the last couple of months. Flipping hell, good on you, mate. And you've been doing this for a couple of months, didn't you? You did, didn't you? And you've been trading, did you say 5 years total? So that's about 1.5 years longer than me. So that gives me some hope. 5 years, yeah. So I've got now another 1.5 years to be consistent. I don't think I'm far away. I just need to get rid of this silliness. I definitely take... I think when I'm working well, I'm in a nice frame of mind. On average, I'm winning around about 85% of my trades. Price comes down to 51.74. It's simply test the top of the previous level. The top of the previous level, which is... Oh, I got you. So you're talking about that lot there. Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying, yeah. It's not far away, fair value. Okay, yeah, I got you. Okay, so, yeah. Yeah, okay, so if your level was, say, here, we push up and test this level, yeah, which was the previous high. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay, so that channel I put in there is working. Man, don't I look good? That doesn't often happen. I think part of the reason I put it like that is because I worked along the top a little bit, really. We got a channel up there and a little bit of sideways. That, to me, was a week long, which I expect to get stopped out. So, there is possibly a bit of support there. So, hopefully, a leg up will work up a bit more. Now, we could have a leg and a leg, and this channel maybe even be a bit wider, and you might there hit your level. The one thing I'll say about this max trading style is you're putting an order and wait for price to come to you. I wait for a signal bar to push up and form before I take a trade. Now, I don't know if you mentioned, I've been talking about it over the last few weeks about whenever we get this size channel, when we get a push up, we get a bearish bar which finishes on its lows. It tends to cross over and push up. Now, you see that there, channel? It's fitting nice. We get a bearish bar, it crosses over, pushes up strong. So if I was going to take a trade from here, let's say a signal bar, to get 2 points, I'd be coming out up here. To get a trade, I'd be getting out up here. Now, if I bought there at the close of that one, I will be out before that bar's even finished. So you're getting in early to get a trade, and that's what I mean. You're waiting for this, so leg, you're waiting for this to come down. You're not waiting for a whole bar to push up, and some of the moves actually already happen before you decide to get in. That's the one thing that sometimes I think goes against you with this, because, you know, you're waiting for a bar to form, whereas, let's say, for instance, if I expected price to retest this top and then come down, if I decided to sell here, I would be out before that even bar is finished, when technically I'm actually getting in when the bar's already finished and expecting it to go lower. So, you know, I know a lot of traders will do that. We wait for a signal bar to form, where a lot of other strategies will just have an order down here waiting for price to come down. Buy red, sell green. It does it the other way. I mean, it seems to be this tight channel, maybe not so much, but when the channel's like sort of double, what I say considered double width, there is 2 legs down there and a high and low, look. When I say sort of double width, it seems to work here. So you wait for a nice big bearish bar in a little uptrend, and as soon as we do, it seems to close, cross over and push up, and I see this all the time. So this is something that I'm going to start paying attention to as well. It's just adding an extra string to your bow. We see that all the time. That type of channel there that's just wide enough for 2. So we come down, we have a bullish bar, not quite as bullish as I'd like it, but what happens? It crosses straight over, ticks higher and comes straight down. Yeah, yeah, it's this sort of double width bar, that type of, something a little bit wider than that. It seems to work well, that type of thing. So we've got this nice channel going up. What happens? We get a bearish bar, crosses over it, has a couple of ticks, which I think is always better to trigger it, and then straight up. Same again there. Look, we come down. We have a bullish bar, crosses straight over. Look how quick that comes down. Same again there. Closes, crosses straight over, comes down, and I see that all the time. So that's something else I'm just sort of monitoring. So that's interesting. We broke here, so I'll be surprised if we don't get another leg down, which will pick your order up there. Especially on XXX tick chart. When you say XXX, what do you mean XXX? Signal bars are totally random. Yeah. Is this going to push up from there, or are we having a channel break new high and this is a channel? I did say there's a possibility it could come down, but is this something like this or not? I'm not sure. So I'll tell you what I can do. I can widen that a little bit, and it works just as well at the top. So maybe this is going to go up another leg. I mean, you were waiting for this to come down to buy anyway, weren't you? So you expected it to go up. So let's put that there like that, and then put that down there. So that is a possibility. Leg 1, 2, 3 attempts to go lower. I still wouldn't buy that. One, it's 20 bloody ticks, so it's huge. Tick above, tick below, it's 5.5 points. You can combine the touch of a previous level with a breakout. Yeah, I see. If you can already trade and understand price, it helps you understand other setups relatively quickly. But the hardest part is understanding all this, and if you can do this, you can adapt to other strategies relatively straightforward. That's my opinion of it anyway, and I've heard someone else say that. So that I didn't want to take because it's 20 ticks that. So tick above, tick below, it's 5.5 points. It missed your buy order. Where was your buy order? Down here, wasn't it? Didn't quite get low enough, did it? Did you say your buy order 74 or did you change it? So you were expecting a few pullbacks, weren't you, to push higher? So we can possibly say that was the channel touch, and the break and the new low. So it's hard to say that. Test the above 51.89. So which would be what, this level or a little bit higher? Would you say? In fact, let's just get that out of the way. So you're on about something somewhere along those lines, yeah? Better fixed time frames. Okay, so it doesn't really matter either way. What time frame do you trade, Clay? Or TB? Let's call you TB Techno. What time frames do you both trade? So you're just on about testing previous highs. So this area here, fixed time frames, not 2 minutes or something like that. I have 4 shots set away. Used a 5 minute. Higher time frame. Roll. Yeah, I'll have a look at that guy. Trade the 500 tick though. I got you. Okay, so that's where you put your trades in the 500 tick, yeah. But you use 500 minute. That's 5 minutes just to give you these fair value gaps. Correct. Okay. Two types of trade: fade trade and momentum. Does this guy teach you this? Does he? This guy I mentioned. What's his name? Let's find him again. Excuse me. History. This Casper. I'm assuming he teaches you that, does he? Picked up from someone else. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Right, okay. Okay, I got you. ICT. Yeah, got you. ICT is time-based candles. Hey Tony, how you doing? I'm going to perfect this over the next couple of months, then build a website and go from there. Oh, brilliant. That'd be interesting. Good on you, mate. Yeah, it's quite a lot about ICT, isn't it, if you have a look? Two minute and the 20-second chart. I bet that's quick, isn't it? Does this come from the inner circle? Trader. So I'm assuming this teaches you the same thing. Learn ICT concepts in 30 minutes. Something like this. I'll have a look at this later. I'll have a look at a few of them later. I did have a quick browse a couple of weeks ago when Chris Childers said he'd changed. He actually works for Apex, but he did trade the sniper system. The trouble is with the sniper system, it costs you $250 a month just to use it. And if you're not making money while you're learning it, it's quite costly, that is, every month. 5 minutes is important too. So you use the 5 minutes like an anchor chart to give you a bigger picture. There's a bloke called Dodgy DD, I think, as well. Got you. Yeah, so trading 2,000 tick charts, sometimes I'll use the 10,000 tick chart just to give me the bigger picture. Yeah, I'll have a browse through some of them later. I like a little bit of study material for the evenings. I usually give myself 45 minutes on something most nights. Why don't you understand? That's what I want to be looking at, Clay, is it? Is that what you mean? Why don't you understand ITT strategy? Dream model Casper, yeah. Take a quick snap. That's a good one. I just took a photo of it. I'll have a look at that later. Anything that can help you get you some extra trades, the extra setup, especially when one thing goes quiet. I think it's always good to have extra strings to your bow, isn't it? So let's take a snap of that one, Tony, as well. Excellent. That gives me some reading material later. So, are we now having a couple of legs back and then continuing on up? Kanan, how you doing, buddy? Can you suggest a good channel for learning ICT Clay? There you go. Short from 90 to 200. However, if the candle closes above 200, then no trade. $90 to 200. 90 to 200. $200 to 190. You on about up here? 90 to 200 is 90 on about here. You're short from 90 to 200. 200 to 190. Oh, okay, go. You're going to start shorting up here. 200 from 90 to... Oh, yeah, okay, got you. Beware that measured leg is as well, so that will only help. They are, Kanan. He's put something there for you. Casper SMC. Always good to learn some new skills. If you look at a 5-minute chart, that gap is a fair value chart. I think I know what you're saying. So, okay, let's bring this in quickly. So you're saying you're looking to short when price gets to here. Does that sound about right? Somewhere about there, yeah. So a couple of legs. So you're saying 190, aren't you? So you're on about a little bit higher than this. So you're waiting for price to creep a little bit higher before pulling back. Is that what you mean? Is it? So no, the gap. And about there. Yeah, send me a screenshot. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to sort of explain, isn't it? The difference of the wick gap. Okay, I think I know what you mean. There we go. Okay, I got you. What moving averages are those, bud? Looking to see how price reacts are. Okay, and if it reacts sort of bearish with a bearish signal bar or something like that, or pushes up and breaks below, I got you. $9 and $21. Okay. Are they simple moving averages or exponential? Exponential. Excellent. Super duper. Thank you, mate. And what chart time frame was your picture? It doesn't say on it, I don't think, does it? Or does it? $5-minute. Okay, yeah, I've got the 5-minute up there. Okay, I just got yours a bit tighter. Yeah. I got you. Right, okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, I do, yeah. Yeah. Pushes up, Bounces off that level, pushes up, bounces off the top part. Yeah, I get it, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it pushes up, it's on this level, isn't it? And then the same here. Bounces off that same level, pushes up, bounce, pushes up, bounce. Yeah, I got, yeah, it works 8% of the time. So what do you usually go for? Risk to reward. So if it's 8% time, what would you, 1 to 1 or less than that or more? Yeah, so it's actually, it's almost, it is like a channel as well, isn't it? So the daisy chain in 1 to 2. Okay, so if that works 8% of the time, you're going to make a lot of money out of that. You're risking 1 to make 2 8% of the time. If I can make 2 points 85% of the time, I'm doing well. So yeah, that's interesting. That is, yeah, that is good, isn't it? That's very good. That is 80% of the time. I mean, 1 to 2. If you're making 1 to 2, 50% of the time, you're making good money, aren't you? So I see why it interests you. Excellent. You might be my new best friend. I'll definitely look into that later, for sure. It's always good to have some extra strings to your bow. You can never have enough knowledge in this game, especially sometimes with max setups. We have dry spells where there doesn't seem to be a great deal of setup. So we got 1, 2, 3. There's like a triple test there. So I'd expect this to come down to this area. I would have suggested somewhere around about here. Would be sufficient. So we got a leg up, a bit of sideways, leg up, a little bit of sideways. I would like a drop below this area, just to around about here. Yeah, and you're also, it's a measured leg up there as well. So a lot of times with measured legs, we can reverse as well. So if you're going to get in here, 1 to 2, somewhere around about there. What's your risk usually? So what would be your risk? Would you go above there or what? Ratio. Template, I think I've got a 1 to 2 in here actually. Load, yeah I have. Apply, okay. So if you're entering somewhere there, somewhere about there, so I have to wait for the candle to close to see what the risk is. I got you, okay. Okay, that's interesting. So in fact, what I'll do is just stuff that out of the way over there for now. Don't do that. Let's just move it out of the way over here for now. See if it fills my bubble. Come down. In fact, we got the same sort of thing here. We were bouncing off that sort of level. Trouble is, that for me, it's kind of a second entry, and it's 1, 2, 3. It's also a triple test, 1, 2, 3. What concerns me about this is this little bit of vacant area. So you want to wait for the candle to close. You'll have to send me a couple of pictures of your trades, mate, the trades you took, just to give me an idea when you get some time. So I can see where your entries work, where your entries were. 1, 2, 3. It is a triple test that, but that just concerns me. Let's see how it finishes. See what the risk is up. It is a triple test nonetheless. Right on it now. Trouble is, there's not much room to the highs there, is there? That's the trouble. Yeah, I'm just looking at this. There's not much room to the highs, really, there, is there? See if it gives us on a limit order. So
submitted.
for me, that will be a 1, 2, 3 triple test. My concern is this. There is some space down here. I'd want 2 points there, see. 1, 2, 3. This bit concerns me.
Order cancelled.
And then 1 to 2. Yeah. So where would your stop be? It'd be slightly different, wouldn't it? On a 5-minute chart. Is that going to break below there? I'd say it possibly would. I expect this to get into this area. It has done so. That would have been way too far for me to jump in there. That's the bit that concerns me. Touch, touch, touch. So leg and a leg. If we can get a bullish bar down there, that may interest me. So you're long at the moment. Your stop is, I'm assuming, down here somewhere, is it? You can get out of break even. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so we're in the bubble. Let's see if we can get to this line here. So, are you out the trade now, are you? So, I can get rid of that now. Waiting for break even. Got you.
Order submitted.
That is a second entry long. If it fits nice off there, I'll take that. Let's see what happens. It's almost also a failed breakout. Let's see if it gives us a bullish bar.
Order cancelled.
Okay. Next gap is 51.74 down here. So the tops are here then, yeah. So this is one of the 20% got you. Got you. So you've always got to go with the market bias, yeah. Just wondering, is there a two-tiered channel there? It's very possible. There may be a two-tiered channel. Touch. This is working that bottom channel. It's a possibility. Trouble is, this bit's biased at the moment, but I think the overall day at the moment is just really a range day, isn't it? Let me have a look. A couple of legs down, a couple of legs up. The good thing, it sounds like you do get some trades in a day. I think sometimes with Pats, lately we're lucky to get a trade a day. I was talking to Daniel a few weeks ago and he said 2-3 years ago he's taking 3 trades a day. Now he's averaging 5 a week. So, which says there's an average of 1 good setup Pats a day. So, it just sounds like there's a lot more opportunities trading your style. So yeah, you're on about just bouncing off this support, yeah? Or is there a bigger channel? It's hard to say, isn't it? Okay, now stop there. Let's have a look. There may be a bigger channel down there. It's always possible. Or if it's this channel with a break, we may eventually come down and make a new low. Okay, what I will say there is we got, what, a triple test up there anyway. Triple test, stroke, second entry short. We had a channel, break, new high, tried once, twice more. And then after that bar there, triggered that bullish bar and then just dropped like a stone, creating a short fair value. Gap short. Wow, look at that straight down there. I think we're going to make lows of the day here, aren't we? I think, by the looks of things. Fact that there is a leg down there as well. Leg. We're at the lows of the day, I think. We're a tick off it. Excuse me. Jay, how you doing? Your second leg down. It's max mid-morning chart target. That there, is it really? Going to test the high one. Yeah, I think we're going to get there, aren't we? We've had a leg there, and then obviously a very slow leg. I'm wondering if there is a bigger chart there. There quite likely is, because I like the way it's working off the midline, so that tells me that maybe there is a two-tiered channel. Oh, we've had that channel down, we've had a break. See, I had that initially around about there somewhere. So let's put that back, because I think that is valid. So look. So we've had a channel there with a break and eventually new low. If we can get up and test this area here with a nice second entry or something. We identified it 2 hours ago, yeah. It looks like we're just going to push there. I was hoping we may get a little bit of a pullback, but I don't know we're going to by the looks of things. I'm going to tick off it. In fact, I think we've actually hit it, haven't we? Nearly. Yeah. Still amazes me, that does. Look at that, we touched it twice right on the line, and look. So perfect measured leg. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if it was, well, we'd all be making a fortune, wouldn't we? I think the so-called magic bullet's been looked for years and years and really never really found, is it? But as they say, really, there's more than one ways to skin a cat, isn't there? So there is so many different ways to make money. $51.63 was his target. Yeah, nice. Time is it? Okay, I think I'm going to knock it on the head there. We've gone 3 hours. I'm up to 50 times 3, so $750 minus fees. So I'm quite pleased with that after last night's disastrous evening. But I've got my new rules in play. So what I'm going to do is adhere to them. Every day. I might even make a little signature on the bottom of the page as well, just to say I've stuck to it that day. It's in a way you have to just start treating it like a business as opposed to a sort of a learning platform. At some point you've got to say, okay, now I know enough now to make money. Now I need to start treating it like a business, and you don't take stupid risks with a business. So there we go. So I'm just waiting for my wife, and then I've got to go and pick up some wood and start digging in the garden, weather permitting. It's supposed to be quite nice this evening, so it's been an interesting chat today. I like chatting some new ideas, and it's always good. Don't get me wrong, I've been trading Pats. I'll never give up Pats. I think it's a great system. But there does seem to be a lack of setups lately, so I think it's always good to have extra strings to your bow. You can never learn enough things, I don't think, in this business. And I think every trader just expands his knowledge over time, you know. It goes the same for any job you do. You learn new skills throughout your whole sort of career, really. So I appreciate your comments today. It's been an interesting chat today, so thanks, Clay, for that. Sam, how you doing, bud? I haven't seen you for a while. So, it's been an interesting day today. It's always nice to just have sometimes it's nice to just, no, don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it. It's not, I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're all trying to, have a better life, make, better things for ourselves and a family. And there's all sorts of skills out there. And that's part of the reason I like about streaming is you sort of, it's multicultural, isn't it? You mix with all sorts of other people and new ideas. And you can never learn enough skills. I always think you learn more when you mix with a bunch of like-minded people. So I remember when I first started trading with a guy called Andrew Lockwood, who was he worked for lots of big city banks. He said to me, surround yourself by people, like-minded people you want to be like, and the journey will be easier. So that's what I did. I was enjoying. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's always good to have some new skills and to learn some new things. And that's one of the good things I like about this stream. You can chat with. Technology still blows me away. It does. You can chat with people all around the world. In real time. It's amazing, really. So, but I am going to now go and put the dinner on, and then I've got to go out. I've got another parcel coming to buy some wood. So that is me done for the day. I appreciate your comments. We'll have a chat through Messenger tomorrow, Clay, after the stream. So have a great day if you carry on trading. Best of luck. Have a great evening. Stay safe, and we'll chat again same time tomorrow. Bye for now.